Getting good images of people can be tricky. Every now and again we will just point and click on the image and the image will come up great. But in the vast majority of times, getting good images takes skill, patience, repetition and a bit of luck. One of the problems is people look great in real life when they're moving around, being natural, but when you get someone to stand still in front of a camera, often the result is not great.
Very true.
To improve your chances of getting great shots of you, we have concocted this routine, which means you can flow between nice poses, and it's not just the poses that can help make photos work, it's also the movement and the moving in between.
So we have broken posing into 3 components: body, head position and facial expression. In this video we will break them down individually. However, in the next 2 videos we will be tying them together to get a full posing routine.
Erin is going to break down the poses for you. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to be holding a clipboard, so don't think I'm not doing anything useful. I'm a valuable member of this team, so yes.
So now it's time to take you through some facial expressions for your shoot. Now the very first one would be a rather simple smile with your mouth closed. Now this ties in with the Hollywood smile that I'm going to show you next, but isn't quite as dramatic or cheeky if you wanted something a little more smouldering, but didn't want to go quite in there with the smouldering pout. The next facial expression I'm going to show you is the classic Hollywood smile. Now this is very cheesy, but it works very well, especially if you've got a good old set of bright white shiny teeth. Another very popular facial expression for a number of different style photo shoots is to have really hardly any expression at all. And by that I mean to really relax your face and be quite subtle. The last facial expression I'm going to show you is one if you want to make your shoot a little bit more sexy or you're looking to shoot that kind of thing, and that's the smouldering pout. Now you don't want to make it too over the top, but you do want to pucker up just a bit. It can be quite effective to squint your eyes somewhat too, but again, not too extreme. Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and explain some basic body poses. The very first one, quite a classic, is to have your hand on your hip. You can pop your hip whichever way you feel comfortable and whichever way elongates your body. And of course you can choose whether you suit having your right or your left hand on hip. The Z angle pose is one of my favourite poses. It's a classic. It requires you to put both hands on each hip, but one slightly lower than the other. Again, you can pop your hips out to whichever way you feel comfortable, and you can tilt one of your knees in front of the other like so, just to create a more flattering shape for your body. So another classic model pose is to face away completely and give the photographer a bit of a cheeky over the shoulder look to create a bit of drama. Of course you can give it that Hollywood smile that I'll go into later on, or a more sultry pose. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the classic model walk. You would have seen this in numerous catwalk shows and fashion shows alike. Now it's not just as straightforward as walking, and you don't want to rush it. What you really want to do to create a great shape for your body and your figure is to make sure that you put one foot crossing over the other like so. This really elongates and creates shape to your body as you walk. So I'm going to take you through some of my basic head positions for when I'm modelling. So a classic one is to just tilt your head slightly down so you can look up at the camera with some rather sultry eyes like so. This also creates a nice shape for the jaw. Another basic head position that I tend to use quite a lot, this could be just because of the shape of my own face, but I think it works for a lot of models, is to have your head at a side angle like this, or a half side angle perhaps I should say. This means that one of your cheekbones stands out and your bottom jawline looks really, really good on camera. The next head position I'm going to show you really ties in with the facing away body pose I showed you earlier on. And that is looking over the shoulder. Now you can do this from facing the back, of course, or you can do this for a side pose too. Again, it does really flatter the jawline and the cheekbone like the last pose I showed you.
The next 2 videos work the body, head and face all at the same time. We would recommend you go into the drip feed video next. It's easier for beginners to get to grips with than the 3 at a time video.
We also offer more advanced training in posing and one-to-one tuition. However, this video should be a great starting block for anyone looking to be involved in creating great images.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed our video. I'm now going to get Erin to try and show me the walking pose, which I did before on the last video, which I fucked up the editing.
Just beep it.
Beep. And
He
then,
pooped it.
Then I'm going to get you to try and show me the sultry pose, because I really think the sultry pose, I think I can pull that off basically.
Don't think anyone wants to see that.
I think it's what the people want.
Turn the camera off.
Okay,
Turn it
I'm
off.
ready to walk.
Okay, so we'll put one foot in front of the other. Don't look me in the eye when you're doing it. That's it. Yep, and the other. I mean, this is helpful to show people what not to do. Okay, so
Vicious line. This is how you do it.
yeah. Wap, wap, wap.
Okay, sultry pose, you go first and I'll...
Okay, so to be sultry, you're just going to want to not look at you in the slightest, because that really is going to corpse you. But yeah, give it a little squint.
The pupil becomes the master.
Oh, seriously, stop it.